Good evening, everybody. Pop in, let me know where you're from. My moderators should be in here shortly. They've been looking forward to our Sunday nights. If I had a little bit more time during the week, if I wasn't working and if I wasn't in class, right, maybe I would have been able to do like another show like I was doing on Wednesday nights there for a while. Yeah. So Sundays are important. If we can only get together on Sunday nights, then we always have a good time, and we always make sure that we at least pop in for a few minutes, say hello. But again, like I said, oh, Andrew's in here. How are you doing tonight, Andrew? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Do you watch services online on Sunday nights, or do you actually go to services now? Yeah, I'd be curious to know that, Andrew. I'm irritated by this here. I've got to do something. I just started rearranging this, trying to find ways to make it look good, make it so it's not looking cluttered. But like all of these things are kind of sort of important. So I kind of wanna want them to be there. But yeah, I guess I got too many important things. You wanna? I guess this is my AdSense when I first got accepted into the. Oh, William's here too. Hi, William. When I got accepted into the AdSense program with YouTube, right? And that happened about 6 months after I started my YouTube channel, right? And I turned it into monetized. And yeah, I was very lucky to get into it. It's very difficult to get into the program now, but yeah, I've been in it. I've been monetized. My YouTube channel's been monetized for over 5 years now. Yeah, very proud of it. So I framed it, right? I love Google. That's my little Trojan horse. You can't really see it in the back there. There's a plaque that belonged to my dad. There's Evan Carmichael's book, one of the gentlemen I follow that I take my mindset lessons from. Here's a beautiful coloring that one of my subscribers, Kathy, did for me and sent it to me from Nova Scotia. My jadeite bookends, my copper piggy bank with all my very first, I don't even remember. I got one in there for my sister's health, for sure. I've got one in there for my sister's health. And I know I've got a few in there for other people's healths too. And then it's full of magic pennies. And yeah, one day I'll open it up. And we'll read them. We'll see if I got any of them true. I don't think so yet, but I am optimistic. All my dreams will come true, right? Who else is here? William and Andrew. Oh, so you are kind of, oh, okay. Perfect. Yes, here I've been going by churches and stuff on my bike ride, so all my bike got stolen. I don't know if I told everybody about that, but yeah, I lost another bike, everybody. Yeah, I lost my bike. I feel bad, but you know what? I'm not one for crying over spilt milk, so I even forgot that I didn't have my bike. But I'm getting lots of exercise in. I'm getting my walks in and everything, and as much as I am not missing the bike yet. I think I'll miss the bike more probably in the fall because I really loved my bike rides in the evenings in the fall, right? I really did. But maybe I'll have another bike by then, right? Right? Oh, Melvin's here too. Yep. Good evening, sunny Alberta. Yeah, we were just doing a tour of my shelf here. Yeah, I've got some tie. I need to thin it out. I like the colors. I just can't figure out how to display it. I definitely want my books here. Kathy's picture. This is going on this wall when I've got a good hook for it. My Google picture has to be there too, but it can go on the wall too. Maybe it just needs new ornaments, right? I don't know. Maybe I'll make it look like an office, but I don't like it. I like the personal. I like that eclectic, like how I just came on and I just told the little stories about little things that are on the shelf and stuff. I like that. I like having conversation pieces. I've always been that person. Like, even like when I first got my first apartments, I used to have the coolest apartments. Like, I was so creative with my apartments, or when I had roommates, I always had like the neatest bedrooms. And I worked in video stores. I would get all these cool movie posters, horror posters, and I would burn all the advertising and stuff off of them. And they would look so cool. And then I would laminate them and I would pin them to my walls. Some of those posters would be worth a lot of money now if I hadn't done that, number one, because that depreciates the value, but it looked pretty cool, that's for sure. Yeah, I used to have the best parties too. I used to have the best parties. Right? I think so too, Andrew. I think I'll get another bike by fall, right? Maybe I could squeeze another bike out of another sister, right? But I do have bad lucks. I remember that within a span of a couple of years when I first moved into this apartment, I lost 7 bikes. I don't remember the bikes. I remember I had a Rocky Mountain, right? It was a very expensive bike. But yeah, they were all stolen, like 7 bikes in just a couple of years that I lost, locking them outside, whether I locked them in the hallway or locked them in the railings or locked them in the locker, right? Yeah, I lost lots of bikes. And right now, I lost another bike, right? I lost a bike last August, but I lost a bike last week too, right? And it wasn't even a great bike. It was all rusty and squeaky and right, but I really was grateful for it. It got me around and it got me outside and stuff. And yeah, I went into Safeway to get a few groceries, and when I came out, I saw the bike was gone, and I just started walking, right? You have to let it go right away. When these poopy things happen, you just have to let it go. And I'm right in the midst of a whole bunch of it right now too, right? And there's really not much I can do. I'm just kind of being like rolled around it and everything. And I'm not really heading in any sort of kind of direction, so it's not like I have to turn around in anything, right? So I don't know. Oh, Nancy's here. Oh, Nancy, I'm so sorry to hear that. I want to hear about it. Don't make me a priority. Get to me when you can. Get to me when you can. If there's any kind of support, you just want to chit chat with me, anything, Nancy, I'm going to be sending you some prayers and stuff, right? Sending you some amazing, amazing mojo. And yeah, I was just thinking about it. Before you go, Nancy, can I show you just to make you smile for one thing? I've been working on your wand. Look at it, right? I started cutting it. I started like breaking down the knots in it. I shortened it. I shortened it a little bit, right? And I'm trying to get as much color out of this. I'm trying to get the knots down because I think I'm going to color it. I think I'm going to paint it, and I'm going to put a whole bunch of clear coats over it. I think I'm going to make a really good job out of it. Do you like it? I think it's going to be like this. This is the wand, just like this, right? So that you have a good grip right there, right? Like if you have to knock something over and if you're not very strong, I thought I would make this the grip instead of this the grip, right? Right? So that's what I thought I would do. So this is where you'll hold it. So it'll be a cool wand, I think, right? So I'm just trying to make it thin. I'm trying to take as much weight off it as I can so it's nice and light. And then I'm going to paint it. I haven't decided the design. I think maybe kind of a fairy style with maybe green and gold leaves or silver leaves. Yeah, maybe silver leaves and silver. I'm going to do something cool with it yet. I just have to keep looking at it, but I just wanted to show you I started it, right? Yeah, I started it. Started to look pretty good. Looks like a little bit of a crocodile, though. Doesn't it look like a crocodile? Doesn't it look like a crocodile? right? But I want it to be kind of feminine, right? Kind of looks like a crocodile. So we're gonna do your wand like that. Okay, Nancy, go, 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 Nancy, go. Bye, bye. Aw. Yeah, everybody, if you could throw Nancy a prayer, right? Right? She took that time to pop in to say hello to us, knowing that we would be here today, right? Just to give us a few minutes, right? Right? If anybody could throw a prayer out there for Nancy, right? She needs it definitely. Oh, Kathy's here tonight too. Awesome. Awesome. Hello, Kathy. Yeah, Nancy was just here for a moment, but yeah, she's got it pretty rough in Seattle. I don't know what's going on with this world, right? I haven't been paying attention to what's going on the news in there, but like it sounds like there's still protests and riots going on. And I haven't been listening. I haven't been paying any attention to it, right? Even here, I'm trying not to pay attention. The virus got into our Hutterite colonies here in Manitoba. Quite a few Hutterites are now sick with the virus, and they've quarantined off the colonies, right? And it just didn't get into one colony; it got into a few of the colonies. So we're gonna see. We might have a situation, like when it swept through the senior citizens home in Ontario, like the province, right? Or no, that was Quebec. No, that was Ontario, right? See, I shouldn't be talking about these things because I try to give information and I don't have the facts. I'm not even close to being, having any information on this subject. It's just little tidbits that I catch here and there. I heard something about Oregon. Oregon was having a riot. That's what I caught on Global News thumbnail that popped up on my suggestions today. But that's all I see is those thumbnails, right? And I usually don't go into the videos at all because I'm trying not to pay it any mind. But you want to hear something amazing, what they're doing in Africa? Everybody's locked down. Everybody was so scared with this virus. There's no money. Everybody lost their jobs, right? Everything got shut down. Even the electricity to keep people home so they're not, gathering and hanging out with each other and stuff. They cut off the electricity until like 9 o'clock in the morning. So they have to go pitch black for all those hours for half of their day, right? So, and this is one of my followers on Instagram, like I've been talking to him about it, right? So I was a little bit curious about it. But what was I going to say about that? It was something important and I trailed off there. I'm sorry. Yeah. Darn, it was going to be really, really good too. Darn, it was going to be a lesson. It was going to be a lesson. I could say talk amongst yourself while I say it, because it'll come back if I just can take my focus off of you guys being there for like 5 seconds, then it would come back to me right away and I could just carry on, right? But yeah, so the protests, all the protests going on. So I was just catching a little bit of that, right? So I was just kind of a little bit worried. And then I thought about all the different things that are going on in the world. And because you let me have that 5 seconds, it came back to me. In Africa, what they're doing in Africa, there's nothing. Everybody's so scared. There's no money at all. And they've been everybody's been discovering their special gifts in Africa. That's what they've been doing. They've been doing the same thing I've been doing, but they did it out of survival. Like they're all waking each other up right there in Africa right now. So this one gentleman I was talking to in Africa, I said, so what is your gift? And he says, oh, music. He loves music, right? But that's what they're doing in Africa. They've all discovered, they're all looking for their special talents and their special gifts, and they're bringing them to the table to help survive, right? So everybody's turning into an entrepreneur in Africa. So I thought that was a pretty amazing, right? And I was very lucky that came back to me because I thought that was really interesting. Oh, see, when you said that, Andrew, I would have remembered. I would have come back when I saw shutting off the electricity. But yeah, the government just shut off the electricity. There's no help or anything. And I was telling them about the entrepreneurship programs and that they have here in Canada to help, young adults start businesses and stuff. There's a big fund that people can dip into and get some money, right, to start their businesses. And he started laughing when I said that he should be keeping an eye out on what the government could do for him. He started laughing. I said, "So why are you laughing?" Right? And it turned out that he was laughing because the government would never do anything like that. And I didn't even know that there were countries out there that don't do stuff like that. Maybe I thought maybe in socialist countries, but then socialist countries, everybody's in the same boat, right? There's no hierarchy, right? Hierarchy. Yeah, some words I have a little bit problem so saying, but oh, right. Isn't that interesting? So what are they protesting? Are they still is it still the Black Lives Matter, or is it the coronavirus, or is it Trump? Like there's so many things going on in the States right now, like so many things that it just seems too much to be a coincidence, doesn't it? That all that stuff is going on. Yeah. It's all trying to draw people's attention away from what's most important, right? Staying connected to each other and, right? Pulling each other through, supporting each other. They just want everybody to just, look at everybody as a suspect, right? Yeah, they just want people to be scared. And the funny thing is, I don't know who they are, right? You can say they, but then you got to wonder who are they, because it has to be a very large group to have that kind of influence, right? But I'm not a political type of person either, so I shouldn't be talking about that kind of stuff either, right? Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even have an interest in that stuff either. It's just that some of those people, but because they're thought leaders, right? And they're actually leaders of the world and stuff. These are people in the groups that I follow, right? So that's where my interest comes in them, because I look at them in a different way than most people look at them. I look at them as thought leaders and leaders and entrepreneurs, right? Yeah, businessmen, great businessmen, smart people, right? Wow, that's a that's a really neat saying. Oh, Owen's here. Owen's here too. You just missed Nancy Owen. They had a fire in their building. They got protests going on. I don't know what they're gonna do, right? Where she's gonna stay. I hope she has a place to stay. Yeah, I'm very worried about Nancy. Yeah. What's Justin doing, Melvin? I didn't know anything. I didn't know what was going on. I think Justin Trudeau's been doing a very good job, right? My dad was a big fan of Trudeau, which was Justin's dad, and I think I'm kind of proud that a father and a son both chose to be prime ministers of Canada, and that they were actually voted in. Yeah. Again, I don't follow politics and stuff, so you don't put any real weight in anything I say there, right? When it comes, because a lot of that is tied with emotions from my childhood. Because again, like I said, my dad loved Pierre Trudeau, right? Every day it was, yeah, it was like a fan, like it was a rock star or something, right? And actually, Pierre Trudeau was that rock star. He was a rock star. I think they might have even referred to him as a rock star, even though he was the prime minister, right? Yeah, he was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember him being pretty cool because I remember also the president in the States, President Kennedy, right? President Kennedy was the same time as Pierre Trudeau, and they just, yeah, right, and they were so different from each other, right? But yeah, I didn't know anything about that. And it's funny, that Seattle is like that. I remember because it's very close to Vancouver. We were in Seattle all the time. I've been to Seattle lots and lots of times during my course of my life because I grew up in Vancouver. It's not that far away, and we used to go to Reno like once a month. We'd be in Reno, so we have to drive right through Seattle all the time, right? But 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 what I was going to say about that, it was beautiful. And I even remember, like, when I was in high school, taking a bus by myself to go see the Tutankhamun exhibit in Seattle when the exhibit came to Seattle. And I took a bus, right? Yeah. I fought to go on that trip to go see that. One of the best experiences of my entire life was seeing that exhibit, right? Yeah. I went with the seniors. I had to get special permissions. I fought for it. I went to speak to whoever I had to make sure I got on that trip, and I got on that trip. When I want something, I usually get it. Usually. But I watched a program on Seattle earlier this year, and it was called Seattle. Seattle is dying, and it was about all the homeless in Seattle, how bad it is, how they put up tent cities all over the place, and then the city comes in and bulls them down and hoses everything out, and then they just pop up somewhere else, right? So it's really, really hard on the homeless, but at the same time, it's really terrible for the city residents. And of course, if something like the riots and the protests are going on, that's where the homeless are going to be, because that's, they're going to be panhandling and stuff, and that's where the people are, that's where they're going to go. And they'll be very vocal, right? Whether they care about what's going on or they don't care about what's going on, because all they're doing is they're working their pockets trying to make a living, and that's not to say for everybody. So again, I'm not going to stereotype on that, right? But I guess I am stereotyping a little bit, right? Because I kind of think, right, like, I found people very interesting. I like to figure people out. I like to understand how different cultures and different religions and different parts of society lives, and individuals. I like to know how people's minds and emotions work. I find it very interesting, right? Right? I'm very observant that way. I'm very observant. And, as much as that it's a safety trait that I have, I've gotten to enjoy it. It's kind of like my little, I don't know. It's a game now to see how quickly I can catch things. Maybe that's what it is, right? Just a game to see how quickly you can figure it out, rather than, you'll figure it out, but how far or how close to you does it get before you figure it out, right? So yeah, I guess it's a game on how quick to pounce on it, right? But yes, I hope Nancy is doing really, really well, right? That city is probably, but she has friends, right? She does want to move too when she gets a chance. But again, all of us are not financially or emotionally or physically in a position to do that, right? So we all have to take that in consideration, because it's easy to have chit chats with each other here, but we don't know how each other actually lives, right? If there's emotional handicaps or physical handicaps or age barriers, right? Or other barriers. So yeah, we have to, it's easy, right? But yeah, all you can do is throw her out some prayers, because yeah, Nancy's amazing, and Nancy has been with me for probably since I almost started this channel. 6 years. She started with me when I first started up this channel, and she's been with me ever since, through ups and downs. She's been with me right right through it all too, just like Kathy and Owen and Andrew and William, and there's lots of people, right, that have stuck. Oh, Jane, holy moly, Jane, where have you been? What's been going on with you? Wow, we haven't seen you for a little bit. Aw, awesome. Yes, tell us what's been going on, Jane. But yeah, so it's easy to judge online too, right? It's very easy, and that's I've been very lucky not to get mean people, right, in the comments or coming into the chats and stuff. And if they do, Nancy or Andrew or Owen will, like somebody will pounce on it and take care of business. And usually I'm not even paying attention until I say, okay, guys, let me take a moment. I gotta go check to see what everybody is chit-chatting here, because everybody's just saying hi's to Jane, right? I love my moderators. I love everybody here that comes in, and it feels like a real community, right? And I feel like I have people hanging out with me as I kind of struggle away and crawl up that hill that I kind of got, so that if I do make it, that I've actually, oh, Dave's here too. Holy cow, Dave. Moo cow, Dave. Yeah. Amazing, Dave. It's awesome to see you tonight. Awesome to see you. Wow, we got a pretty good crew today. Wow, now if we could get Sharon in here too. I haven't seen Sharon for a while, right? Right? And David, our Franciscan monk. And Kim, both are Kims. We have a couple of Kims too. Wow. See, right? I wish I had, like, if we could do one more live during the week, but you never know. When my phone goes down, it could go down tomorrow. I expect, right? I will be going live at 6:00 every night on my YouTube channel rather than on my Instagram. But that's only until I can get back on things, and it won't be that high, like, $400, and I'll be able to, pay that phone off, and I'll be back in business. And that would be like my first free paycheck. I will do that with the phone, right? I'll make the phone a priority. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep doing good things, right? That keep me moving in the direction that I want, and keep learning. I'm so excited that I'm studying emotions, and I'm studying trauma. So that's important work I'm going to be doing, right? Right? When they say your purpose comes from your pain, and right. Also, I'll be working in complex trauma. I'll be working with like transitional coach with empaths, right? Maybe do a little bit of life coaching, maybe a little bit. I would love to do, like, we're going to say like a Mooney or something, right? I always thought I would do really good at matchmaking. I think in past lives, I was probably a very, very good matchmaker. I probably put couples together very, very well. I have very good intuition, right? So I thought maybe I would be kind of good, that maybe I could have, like the mindset, right? Where everybody can get their, right? Because a dating site where everybody's just, been working on their mindset and living that good life with lots of love and kindness, right? And it's hard sometimes to find those partners, right? I know I'm definitely a strange bird. I couldn't imagine ever bumping into somebody, right? Because I can't. The person that I am, right? I like the person that I am. And I like whoever that I go to, right? Whoever I would consider as a partner. I want them to like me for who I am too, right? Not just tolerate me and go, oh, I'll just let her do her thing, right? That's just her thing. But I want them to be included in my life, right? In my decisions and in my story and stuff, right? So I don't think, right? I'm a unique. And that's why people like me, we always kind of end up by ourselves, right? Is because there aren't people that we're suited for, and we're not willing we're not willing to sacrifice any part of ourselves, right? Every single part of ourselves are important, and maybe not always important, because people are always changing, like, oh, right? For the past year, how many times have I changed into a different person just in the past year, right? A half a dozen times for sure, for sure. But that's the process when you move forward, right? And I expect that I'll always be changing. I'm always going to be looking to better myself, right? I'll always be looking for that. We've got some chat going on here. I'm going to take a quick look here. Yes, Kathy, I still have my phone, but I don't expect to have it for too much longer, right? What they're probably doing is they're probably giving me a few days just in case I paid it with my bank card. And so they're just making sure that they don't, cut me off, and I've made a payment already. So they're just giving me those few days because it was the weekend, right? I think that's what I'm not going to say. Like, I don't want to say, like, I could just say, oh, well, it's just a mistake. Santa Claus took care of the bill and it's absolutely perfect, right? Right. But that's kind of fantastical. I'm a bit of a realist that way, right? I'm an optimist, but I'm a realist at the same time, right? But yeah, no, I still have my phone at the moment. So I was very grateful to have my phone over the weekend. Now, I'm not sure if what they're going to do, if I'll still be able to get a charge with my USB and stuff, but maybe I'll still be able to use my Wi-Fi, right, from my computer on my phone, but I won't know until tomorrow because I've never had that situation happen. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, right? But I did go into Instagram on my PC today to see if there might have been a way for me to post. But it seemed that kind of feature kind of disappeared. But then I'm going to go back into the IG tonight and take a much better closer look, because I wouldn't mind being able to, just do some of my little video clips or something just to, right? Because I would take that as a sign that maybe, it's time for me to, right, just to take a little break and treat myself with a little bit. I've been trying. I thought I was doing little kindness things for myself, and I was feeling healthy, and I'm seeing my vitamins right here, right? Taking my vitamins. I'm still losing a few pounds here and there, right? Still have a roof over my head. I'm in an amazing mentorship program with people who are taking amazing interest in me. It's amazing, right? Because, I sat down for a sit-down meeting, right? And they acknowledge, it was the first time they acknowledged, they say, Cindy, we know you have these dreams. Like, we see this is your goal here, right? But sometimes we have to bring ourselves down a little bit because we dream so big. It's not to say that that's not going to happen, right? Doesn't mean that's not going to happen, but we want to recognize that you have big dreams, right? And I thought that was absolutely amazing, right? They didn't just write it off and say, here, this is going to be the menial job for you. This is where you're going to be, and who cares about what's that? They actually acknowledged where I wanted to be in my life, right? But, she also said, sometimes we have to bring ourselves down, she said, right? At an acceptable spot where we can start feeling good and start getting on top of things again when you're in a better position where you can roll and start climbing again, right? And I understand that 100%. I understand that, right? But it was nice that she acknowledged that instead of just writing it off as a pipe dream or something, right? Or something silly that I was doing, right? It was paying respect to something that's really important in my life. And I was very pleased for that, right? I was very pleased for that they recognized that. They did ask me, they said, what kind of job would be good where you could be happy at for a while, right, Cindy? Like, until you can get things going on your own with your brand. Somewhere where you would stay, right? And you would enjoy it and not have those stresses anymore. So I told him right out, definitely serving and bartending would be my first choice. But I says, I would be happy. It's all about the people, and and people are, earning their paychecks, and people are in a good mood, right? I could fit in and be happy for it, right? And just be there just to save a little bit of money and buy my equipment and try and get back on my feet and try and get some of those little stresses off of and try and get a little bit of enjoyment for myself. And at that point, then blow up my brand the way I want to blow up my brand. I have such amazing, amazing dreams for my brand. And it just all fits in. It's lots of interesting things, but all umbrellaed under the same thing, right? And I'm so excited about trying to get it off working good, right? But I don't want to start it off like, you don't start a premiere off with a crappy video, right? Or a crappy premiere, right? That's not going to draw people into next week's video. Like, I need to have something good set up, right? And I need a few of them so I can stay into consistency and not fall back until I can find the rhythm of it, right? Because who's to say, right, if it will even work, if anything. But let me look back on these comments and see what's going on, because I've been yapping. Oh, you're talking about the virus. Oh, that God put the virus out there. I was kind of thinking along the lines as God is calling the old souls back, because the next couple of generations are going to be pretty rough here in the world, right? It's like crazy town. It's like crazy town. So we need to bring all those old souls back right away so that they're old enough, right? When these kids that are babies from the baby boom and stuff, like, right? Because we're going to have big baby boom this Christmas, a huge baby boom this Christmas, right? All through winter, lots of babies. And they're going to be born. Lots of those babies are going to be born into families that aren't capable really of being the parents that they want to be or should be, right? And these babies are going to grow up as young adults with problems. And yeah, we're going to need the help, right? North Carolina, Jane, you're in North Carolina? Fayetteville. It sounds French, a little bit French. Yeah, I just say it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Don't even try. It's here, right? It's they're actually having an organization where all the countries, that there was like 60% of the countries in the world have joined this one organization. I was meant to write it down, to find the cure, a vaccine, and it's all different scientific discoveries and stuff that they're doing to try and find the cure. And it's all being funded by these countries. And when they get the vaccine, everybody in the world gets the vaccine. Everybody in the world, doesn't matter if they have money or not, how poor or rich you are. And they're going to eliminate this one, right? But now all that money will end up having a new disease control center, but for the world, which is what they should have had all the time, right? Instead of one, each city or each province or each state having a disease control center, right? It's a good idea, like to have one where all that information can be pooled. So I can feel my voice is going on me today, right? I did a live earlier, and I still have a post. It's almost finished. I'm just cleaning it up, and I have to add some tags, right? But then other than that, my post is ready, and yeah, maybe get a little bit of a walk in there tonight. We'll see. I like that show, All Creatures Great and Small. Oh, I like that saying, Andrew. I like that saying. You're so full of sayings, like lots of them. Thank you, Melvin. Yeah, Melvin reminding me my sunglasses, don't need them now. I don't. And actually my hair's still wet. I just washed my hair. It's just it is Jane, it's been very, very hot here to your question. It's been very hot here for the past couple of days. But I have good air conditioning, but I did have to go for a couple of long walks, and I had a good sweat on, right? I had a good sweat on. And when I go lives, I know you guys don't, like you can't tell if, depending on how I'm dressed, you wouldn't really be able to tell, but I would tell, right? I would be able to tell. So at the very least, I would like to have a shower. I don't care about the makeup. I find I care less and less about the makeup now. I don't know if it's because I'm older or if I'm feeling better about my complexion. I don't know what the reason is. I know, when I was younger, I hated my glasses. Even though as a kid, all I wanted to do was wear glasses. As an adult, when I went into glasses, I didn't care for them at all, right? And then I stopped wearing mascara when I couldn't wear my contacts anymore and just had to wear my glasses. I gave up my contacts about 10 years ago. I really liked my contacts, but they don't make contacts for my prescription anymore because once you hit the 40s, the muscles around your eyes relax, right? So it's harder to keep the contacts in because your eyes water and they just kind of float out of your eyes. Never happened to me. I mean, I could go in and say, well, could I have just a pair of dress up, ones that are like reading glasses that I could put a pair of glasses over if I needed to read a menu or something. But at least I could have a dress up night where I could, wear makeup, or mascara and stuff and look nice, right? It's been years since I've dolled up and gone out anywheres or done anything where it was like a really dress up day. Like no Christmas parties, nothing. Nothing. No weddings. I haven't had a wedding in the longest time. Yeah, I'm due for a dress up day. Everybody should have dress up days. Make sure the little things that make you, then that's what I'm doing, right? Trying to find little things that make you feel like a human being. And things that don't necessarily cost money, whether it's a nice outfit. Like this was a dress I had the last time I lost weight, and I kept it because I liked it. And I'm so glad, and here I am wearing it again 20 years later. I'm back in a dress, right? That I just look like, Pillsbury Doughboy in, 60 pounds ago. Yeah, I think I'm down about 65 or 70 pounds now. Yeah. Oh, heat and humidity is the absolute worst, Andrew. I really don't care for the extreme heat. I would much rather it to be very, very cold because when it's very, very cold, you can always put more clothes on. Like I have pants that are good till -50, like snow pants, and I have a jacket. I have a beautiful Echo, right? Skateboard jacket that's good till -50. And physically it's really hot, right? Because it's actual lamb's wool and stuff on the inside, I think. And then the exterior shell is also 100% wool. It's an amazing jacket. Amazing. I'm gonna keep it. I don't care. That jacket saved my butt. Like when the car broke down and I have to walk great distances, like it happened to me. And that's why I stopped doing the exploring in the wintertime. Was that one day when I was driving down this back road. It was middle of winter. It was like the coldest day of the year. I always catch the coldest days of the year, right? And it was cold, 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 and almost minus 50s. But I was wearing my snow pants, right? I was smart, had my snow pants on and stuff, and I turned down this back road and it was long, long, long. And then after a while, like, the snow's in the road and there's no tracks, no car tracks. And I thought, oh, hell, right? And I'm just driving. There's no room for me to turn around. And then I drove down this road and I could see a farmhouse. And now I drove down this little back road for miles and miles to come to this little house in the woods, right? It wasn't, well, not in the woods. It was a clearing. It was in a valley, right? So it was fields. But I came up to this house, so it freaked me out. So I turned around on the road and I got stuck in the snow at -50. I tried to get the car out, but the snow had gotten underneath the front bumper. There was no way. It was -50, and I started crying, and the crying was turning into icicles on my cheek, and it was hurting and burning because, it was right. So finally I walked down, but there were barking dogs, and it was just like I walked down there and I knocked on the door and nobody was home. Nobody was home. I didn't even know. I knew it wasn't well, I thought maybe it might have been an abandoned house, but there were cows in the barn, right? But that doesn't mean somebody didn't have a house somewhere else in a different field or something, and this was just the old homestead that was still standing, right? So I walked back up to the car, but by this time the dogs are on my trail. Luckily, they turned out to be friendly dogs, but I'm bawling my eyes out trying to dig. I'm in big poop. It's starting. I'm seeing the sun, the different colors in the sky. I can notice the sun is coming down, right? I don't know if I told you guys this story. It was my last winter of exploring, except for when I was doing the fort. That's why I started the fort videos, my bushcraft videos, because I promised my sister I would go out on the roads, because it kind of freaked me out, that situation, because it could have been a very bad situation. I would have gotten out of there, but I would have had to wait until it was like pitch black, and so that I could see some lights in the distance, right? But that was no guarantee that they weren't solar panels or solar lights or something that I was seeing, but that was the only thing I could think of, right? And then I thought I would try one more time. It was getting dark. I thought I would try one more time. Maybe I didn't knock hard enough, or maybe he was in the barn feeding the cows or something, I said, right? So I went down. As soon as I knocked on the door opened. I was so thankful. I just burst into tears. And then the farmer was like 80 years old. He was ancient, absolutely ancient. And he took me to the barn. It was full of antiques, I guess, from the house, right? All his parents and grandparents' stuff, old pianos and old furniture hanging from the ceiling. It was amazing just to take a walk around and look at all the old equipment and all the old furniture and stuff. And he says, jump on. And he took me on his tractor, big tractor, and he took me all the way up onto the hill. It was the most exciting thing. Like, I'd never been like on a tractor like that before, right? It was huge. And I got out there and I helped. He was 80 years old. So I was doing all the hooking onto the cars and helping him out and just letting him give me directions and stuff. I found it really, really exciting. And I was just excited that I wasn't in this situation by myself anymore. Took us quite a while, right? I think we even pulled part of my front bumper off trying to get me out, because they make everything plastic these days, right? But he finally got me out, and I was so grateful, right? He says, do you want to come into the house and warm up? And I just wanted out of there by that point, right? Like, it was getting dark, and there was a pretty good chance that I was going to get stuck in that snow again. I says, if you can just watch me until you can't see me anymore, I would be happy with that, right? Because I knew if I could get as far as where he couldn't see me anymore, that I could pick up speed and I would stay in my own tracks that I put in coming into his place, right? But that was a lesson learned, because if that farmhouse wasn't there, right, because eventually I would have had to turn around, right? And I would have got stuck in that ditch. And I could have been in a really bad situation. The only thing that would have eased my mind was because I had that Eco snowboarding coat, right? Eco is a Rhino brand. Amazing, amazing brand. Love that coat. And that coat is so old, and I still tell stories about that coat. Recommend that brand any day. Back on my vitamins. It's important to take the vitamins right now. Everybody, I hope everybody is like overdosing on their multivitamins and their B12s And if you haven't done a course of your iron, like go to your pharmacy and get your iron and do a course of iron too, because the iron will boost the oxygen in your blood, right? Prepare your bodies as if you're going to get the flu, right? Prepare for it. Even if you don't get it, you want to be physically at your very best to have the best chance to get by it. Because if you're my subscribers, more than likely you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s even, right? And those are the ages that the people are having the problems, right? Yeah, I think about 70 pounds, Melvin, I've lost in the past year or so. Yeah, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with my weight loss. I don't want to lose much more. I like that full figure. If it's for myself, I love that full figure. If I could be, a large medium or even a large, like even like a size 14 or something. Well, I'm probably maybe I'm a 14 now, right? I think it's a perfect size for me. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable at that. I'm not looking to impress anybody, right? I just want to be at a comfortable weight for me. I don't care. I went through all of that, being obese and caring what people thought of me. I definitely don't care if people think I'm fat, right? I don't care. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have that weight off. I'm grateful to have that opportunity to feel good about myself physically, right? And it does. I can see that, I'm probably a little bit more attractive than I was, a year ago, right? I could tell that I probably don't look as old, right? So that's a good sign, and that makes me feel good too, right? But I'm not vain in any way, right? I'm just as just as flawed as anybody else, right? Yeah. And look at, I didn't chew gum this time, so I got a little bit of gobble gobble, right? I call it loose skin from losing weight. But if I ever make it rich, wow, look at how pretty I'll be. I'll just get a little face mask and I'll just tuck that all up behind my ears and I will look like I'm 35 years old again, right? I've always had jowls. My whole life I've always had jowls. But look how I just take those jowls right out and yeah, yeah. I think that would, and a new pair of glasses, right? Yeah. You wait for it. I'm just going to write the most amazing story, right? I've all got a vision of everything, right? Except for my hair. I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair. I kind of like the curly. I kind of like the long curly hair. Kind of bugs me that I always have to have them in ponytails because every time I put it in a ponytail, I probably pull out hair. And as you get older too, it thins out here, right? It thins out a little bit. So it's not as noticeable now that I've got the blonde hair back. But when I had dark hair, right, you could see the skin underneath. You could really tell. But it's not so bad. You can't tell. You can't tell very much anymore, right? Hmm. Funny guy, Andrew. Funny guy. But yeah, it was scary. It could have been a very, very bad situation when I got stuck on. If you know how it's, and it was a freak day, right? Like they shut everything down, and those are my favorite days to go exploring when I have the roads for myself. Nobody was out on the roads. I just had a new car. I had 4-wheel drive. It was a brand new car, right? And I'm very brave that way, courageous when it comes to that stuff, right? It's when dealing with people that's when the official part, right? That's the part that I don't like. Yeah. That's why I always ended up having to try and be the boss of all my jobs and stuff, right? Because I had a hard time that way. I had my own ideas and you don't want to step on people's toes, right? So I ended up stepping on myself all the time and not being myself and just kind of stifling myself, right? But that's what you do when you have jobs, right? And everybody has to suck it up. Everybody has things about their jobs that they don't care for. So there's no reason why I should be any more special that I have to I have to have everything about my job has to be absolutely perfect and sorted and set out for me, right? Yeah. It's just a safety thing, right? It's just something we do to control our own surroundings, right? Oh, thank you, William. But yeah, everybody, I would say that everybody should prepare as if you are going to get the flu. Start taking your vitamins, your vitamin C. I've even got my bedroom set up already, right? For when I get sick, I got my a little little side shelf there, and I keep Kleenexes and all those things, to open up your lungs and aspirins. I got a case of water beside the bed. I got a roll of toilet paper, right? So that when it does hit and I do get sick, then all I have to do is, grab the jug of water out of the fridge, right? The cat's bowl and the bag of cat food, right? Just so I can knock the bag over when I get too sick, right? When I get too sick, and I'll just stay in bed until it's over. And it's not like I'm with anybody anyway, but where I'm working, there are lots of people that have the opportunity to get me sick. It's very confined area. The aisles are very narrow, and there's no getting away from somebody who wants to pass you. You're almost touching each other, right? Nobody's really paying attention, and because it is a used boutique, that it has, you have vulnerable sectors shopping in there at the same time, plus, with the viruses going over the colonies, and the colonies like to shop in those stores too, right? So it is what it is. I need to get back to work. I have responsibilities. I need to get on top of things again. On top of things, I need some good to come in, and it's not like it's just going to roll to me. I've got to kind of, start the roll, and then maybe it'll just pick up speed on its own. But for now, I don't have a much choice, right? Right? I do what I have to do. Oh, sugar in the diet reduces immunity. Well, I think my sugars have been pretty good. I've been trying to have a cheat day. Like yesterday, right? Even yesterday, I didn't have any money. I had $5, and I needed some margarine, and there was something else. A can of cat food. There was something I needed, right? But so I walked up to the dollar store. When I was in the dollar store, I picked up a treat. What was it? Shortbread, right? I picked up shortbread for the walk home. Is it shortbread? A caramel cookie. A caramel cookie. That's what it was. It was shortbread with caramel cookie. But anyway, and I ate those on the way home, because I'm trying to have a treat day every week, but because I don't have any money for groceries and treats and stuff, I just kind of been making do just to make some kind of little treat for myself. So yesterday, yes, I did have some cookies yesterday, and that's good. That's all I need, right? I think treat day will work very well. And once I'm working, I'll be able to look forward to them. And then when I actually am bringing back in money and I have money to waste, which still it'll be a very long time. But when I do, there are a couple of things I want. I want I want breaded veal. I want to go to the Chinese food restaurant and get a whole big container of breaded veal just for me, steaming hot, fresh, just for me. Yum. And then, I would love to have spaghetti and meatballs too. That would be really nice. It's been a long time since I had spaghetti and meatballs, any pasta at all. But sugar, right? It's my problem are those flours. I think I'm intolerant that way because I just convert it all to sugar, right? And then I end up having issues, right? From the sugar. Yeah, because of my operation, my gastric bypass that I had just makes it so I pass sugar, right? I don't absorb sugar into my body at all. So I just pass it, right? you go, Andrew. See, all of us just covering our bases there, right? Because all it is insight that we have. And I call it mind filing. And Andrew is a very, very good mind filer, right? He's got lots of files going on in those mind, and he's got them all numerologically organized so that, if I have a question or something, he could just like go into that mind and pluck that file instantly, and he's got that information. Pretty close, right, Andrew? I think I got you pegged pretty close on that one. Oh, you're working again. Like on your radios, Owen? You're out working on your radios, or you're out back at work? I'd be curious to know. Yeah, but it's important, Andrew, to keep awareness on it too, right? It has to be forefront on the mind, on people's minds. Otherwise, people are going to slack off, and then you're going to be in a worse situation, right? I heard like there's over 50,000 cases every single day. That virus is spreading so fast, right? 4 million people, over 4 million people. That's amazing. I think in all of Canada, there's like 108,000 people who've had the virus. Yeah. Oh, oh. Yeah, I'm happy to be back at work. I'm not really back at work yet. It's all volunteer right now, but I see it. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? I see it, right? And I'm right at the end, and all the terrible things are happening at the same time. But, every once in a while, something amazing happens to make it, just bearable, right? I can't do anything about that. It's going to keep dragging me. I'm just going to try and ignore it. Just try and ignore it, and just kind of roll with the stuff that the devil or the darkness or whatever you want to call it that's trying to suck me back, right? I'm just going to kind of ignore it, right? And then I'm just going to everything's going to work out just amazing too. And it's nice, right? I've got a few texts. They're, not super friendly or anything, but some caring texts to my sister and stuff, right? And I've been staying on top of my posts. I've been consistently posting, still have my phone, right? Still have my phone. And yeah, we'll be posting here every day, 6 p.m. if my phone is cut off. So I won't be able to do my Instagram live. So I'll bring my Instagram lives over onto YouTube until I can get my phone back up and running, right? Yeah. And then I'll have to figure something else with this shelf, this whole setup. I'll have to figure it needs organization. It needs a nice little setup, right? It needs a nice little setup. That's what I thought, Owen. Yeah. All your time going to your mom. Oh, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I just stayed up. And I'm just starting to feel it now. I got a lot of sun today. I went for a walk, and I got a lot. It was a beautiful walk. I was happy to be out there with a beautiful breeze, lots of sun. So hopefully I got some color and stuff, right? I'm gonna go into class tomorrow with an amazing attitude, and you know, and try and deal with those few situations. I don't think there's anything I can do, but I'm going to talk to the people who are kind of watching out for me and see if they have any suggestions, or if they have any pull, or if they can talk to them, right? Because they weren't willing to budge at all with me, right? Even though they could tell that they were old numbers and stuff in the files that they were looking at. So they could tell that it was old documents and stuff, but they said they still need that proof. And I'm sure they're getting a lot of pinching from the government to start cutting people off because they got to save money wherever they can. So they're going to make it very, very difficult for everybody, right? Yeah, everybody's in a desperate situation, right? Let's not go into recession. Let's not go into recession. Let's just try and stay on top of this the best we can, right? And to the beach. Oh, I would love to have gone to the beach. Oh, I would just love to go to the beach and go for a swim or go to the oasis, which is the granite pits, right? And they fill up with water. It's like Hawaii there. The water's so green. It's just like Hawaii. It's just absolutely beautiful, right? But yeah, go to the granite pits. I know where there's a couple of good granite pits to go swimming in it. And I have my dinghy and stuff too, and it would make me feel like I was out in nature. I'd probably get a lot out of it, but yeah, I don't have a vehicle to get out there. But maybe I could talk to my sister. Maybe she wants to plan something. But it's a pretty long ride for us to be in that kind of close contact in a vehicle, right? I've been very good at keeping my distance, maybe a little bit too close, when I'm downtown and stuff, because there's a lot of people downtown and a lot of people who are really fed up with the virus, like you guys, right? Like mentioning that you're just done with it. And then, you know, so people are getting close. People are getting close, but I expect that I can just hold off for as long as I can and be as careful as I can. And tomorrow I will take my face mask, but the buses are on regular schedules now too coming up. So I've got to get used to the buses, people being on the buses again, right? Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, so and that goes back to what I was saying about Africa, Andrew. What they're doing in Africa where everybody is now depending because they can't depend on the government. Nobody's getting any help for anything, right? Everything's like shut down, like even the electricity, they're turning that off at night just to stop people from gathering, right? So they're turning off the electricity. So people are really, really suffering, but they've discovered that they all have special talents and everybody is looking at their special gifts, right? And they're making money on their special gifts, which I think is absolutely amazing. The whole country is turning entrepreneur. Right? Yeah. Oh, right. I guess schools, yes, schools will be definitely open. I know here the prime minister is definitely planning on opening up the schools and stuff, but I'm not going to talk about that on my own part because like I said, I haven't been following that information at all, right? I haven't been following that information at all. I never even made a cup of coffee for my live. It's the same one from my Instagram live. We'll see how cold it is. It's cold. It's cold. Yeah, I might not be able to go and get a coffee tonight. I have to finish up my post. I'm trying to think now how close to the end of that post I was writing is, and I might have a little work to do still on it. So oh, it's a nice evening. The sun's starting to go now and it's reflecting in the trees. We didn't get our green worms this year. My trees stayed beautiful. So every once in a while, it's like they go like 2 years with worms and then they go two years without worms. It's like a cycle. And I didn't know this year was the cycle that we weren't going to have worms. So I'm so pleased to have beautiful nature outside my window right until fall. And I'm actually going to have leaves this year. That's the only bad thing for the houses, that they've got to rake lots and lots of leaves this year because the bugs didn't get to them, right? The bugs didn't eat the leaves because usually those green worms. All you'll have is branches left over, right? You can see my voice is starting to go on me. It's all dry and crackly and stuff. That's why I went for my coffee there, right? I'm losing my voice. Couple of lives that I did today, right? And I haven't been talking lots. Like this has probably been as much talking as I've done in a long time, since last Sunday anyway, right? Yeah, I don't spend a lot of like in social talking like that, especially when I'm in class all day and then I'm working in the afternoons, right? Tomorrow I just have class during the day, but I might have to go down and see if I can do something and right, just talk to them like how, like that's something like I can't be expected to hold on to paperwork that's like, it's got to be 7 or 8 years old for sure. For sure it was, right? Yeah, I had a brand new 2014 Chevy Trax. It was at least 6 years old. So I don't know. I looked through all my paperwork. My sister looked all through her files. There was absolutely nothing. So I can't cry over spilt milk. That's something that I can't do anything about. So my only hope is that somebody will take my word for it that I don't have that vehicle right now, right? I love that little Chevy Tracker too, right? I might like to have had that and just invested the money getting fixed, right? But yeah, it was a big job. The whole frame was cracked, right? Oh, the little kids least likely to get sick. Yeah. I say cross your fingers, right? Like don't let it get into your seniors home. It was devastating here in Canada that it got into the seniors home. We lost lots and lots of seniors, right? But it's good to know that maybe the kids were a little bit, had a little bit of resilience to this virus. And I would like to think that a lot of us would too, right? And like I said, I'm preparing as if I am going to catch this flu, but I want my body to be healthy enough that it can fight it, that it doesn't have such a serious toll, right? Take care of this dry throat of mine, right? Keep lots of fluids, drink lots of fluids, right? Take my vitamins. And then if I should get this flu, then maybe I've increased the odds of me doing okay and coming out of it okay, just by a little bit even, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, here in Winnipeg, like I see signs up on the churches that say no more than 50 people and stuff. But I guess it's depending on the size of the churches too, right? But lots of them are still doing their services online too, right? So not everybody is coming back and opening up the churches here in Canada, but they're trying to open things up. They're trying to get back some kind of semblance of life so that people don't stress out. This has really caused a strain on emotions, a strain on the economy, right? Strain on business, strain on family relationships. It's just been really really hard, right? Okay. Yeah, so they're walking around without being sick, but they're still carrying the virus. Yeah, see how easy is that, right? Oh, Andrew, don't take a chance like that, Andrew. Don't take a chance. Take care of yourself. Make sure you wear your face mask, Andrew. Make sure you wear your face mask. I would hate for any of you guys taking risks like that, right? Ours is the age bracket, and it's pretty high odds because there's been like 150,000 people have passed away. Over 150,000 people have passed away from this virus, right? In the states, and it's like 4 million people have gotten the virus, which means so if you do the calculations on it, I mean, there's pretty good odds of passing away. It's like 1 in 20 or something like that. It's pretty high. So I would reconsider putting yourself at risk, right? Yeah, I'm gonna try my darndest not to get that illness, right? Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it got into our Hutterite colonies last week, so they've been suffering greatly too, right? A couple of them still in intensive care too, so it got bad because we didn't even have anybody in the hospital there for a while, right? Oh, I see, Andrew. Yeah, I could tell Andrew's getting a little bit fed up with the whole situation himself. I can feel that. I can feel that, Andrew. Ah. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about that, right? We haven't even had a lot of cases of the virus here in Manitoba, and I think we've had less than 10 people die. I think it was maybe seven people passed away. Maybe oh, it was 7 people. Maybe nobody passed away. Maybe it was 7 people that made it to intensive care. Maybe that's what it is, right? Where they ended up in intensive care. Maybe that's what it was. I'll have to recheck. I'll have to recheck. That's how few cases that we have here, right? That's how few cases that we have here. Oh, right. I heard it was the law when you go into any public place, you have to wear your face mask, right? We haven't got that rule yet. I would say here in Manitoba, I would say only about 30%, maybe less, 30% of people are wearing face masks, and the other people are not wearing face masks, right? And I would probably say about maybe 20% of people are not practicing safe distancing. I could honestly say that downtown, but I don't know if it's a lack of knowledge or that they have such bigger things to worry about and think about that they just don't even pay it any mind, as they just consider it something small and they're willing to take that risk, right? Yeah, it's the vulnerable that will spread it if it gets into the vulnerable sector, right? Oh, okay. I didn't know that, Andrew, about the face masks. Ah, okay. I get it. Yeah, definitely. But it's true. Most people will get over the virus, right? Most people will get over the virus, but all it takes is one of your beloved people in your circle to pass away, and then you'll be singing a different story right after that, right? Then you will be all about safety and all about making sure that everybody is free from this virus as much as they can, right? Yeah, yeah, interesting how this all landed in President Trump's term, right? Right? He'll go down in history as the president of the coronavirus. Yeah. I wonder if you were to go ahead 100 years from now into history, what would they say about President Trump and his, I don't know, reign? His reign? What do you call that? What do you call that? It's not his reign. That's a king. King reigns. What does a president do? Rules over? I don't know. Let me know. Skeptical. I haven't used that word in the longest time. Skeptical. That's a good word. I might use that in a post. I haven't yet. Hasn't even been a word that I've given any thought to. And I'm around topics that might even require that word being thrown out there. But yeah, I haven't even heard that word in the longest time. Skeptical. Skeptical. See, that's how long it's been since I've even used that word. Can't even say it anymore. Term. David's here. Hi, David. We were talking about you earlier in the live, right? Nancy just got ousted from her building. They lit her building on fire. Yeah, they lit her building on fire, so she's got to leave her home right now. So she could only pop in for a few minutes earlier, but she wanted us to say hi, right? And then, yeah, we were thinking about what we were talking about, David and stuff, right? How have you been doing, dear? How have you been doing? How have you been taking care of yourself? Yeah, David. David is our Franciscan monk. He's from Mexico, so he's been running himself. How's your weight holding out? Have you been gaining weight, losing weight, David? Are you staying healthy? Are you eating well? Are you well emotionally? Yeah. See, I got lots of concerns for you, David. Right? I want to make sure, like, lots of people are depending on you and stuff, and right, we don't want everything taken away from you, that you don't have anything left to give, right? Not even to yourself. So yeah, I just want to make sure that you're doing good. Yeah, it's all about trust, right? It's all about trust, all about what do you resonate with, right? I trust my feelings. I trust my feelings about something, right? If I get the EBGBs about something, I'll stay away from it, or I'll avoid it, right? Or at least I'll just stand off for a little bit, and I'll become the spectator, and I'll just kind of study it and tear it apart and put it back together until I got it figured, right? But yeah, there are lots of people who don't always tell the truth, right? But it's nice to see David in here. Pathology. What is pathology? Pathology. That's bodies. That's autopsies. Is that pathology? Andrew, I don't want to feel like a dummy, but I'm not quite sure what pathology is. Tell me. Yeah, pathology. Testing, medical testing, pathology, right? A lab when they do blood tests, something to do with that? I don't know. It's something in medicine. Something in medicine for sure. I know that much. Oh, Andrew, that makes me feel so much better. That makes me so much better, because I like to consider myself a little bit of a smarty pants. And I'm trying to think, pathology. What is pathology, right? And I didn't know. But now you got me curious. So, let's try and figure it out. Hey, Google, what is pathology?
Here's the definition of pathology. The science of the causes and effects of diseases, especially the branch of medicine that deals with the laboratory examination of samples of body tissue for diagnostic or forensic purposes.
Look at that! I had it right on my first kind of guess, right? Right? Doing tests and checking things out, kind of autopsies and stuff like that. Pathology. Wow, Cindy's a smart person. I probably read it in a like maybe a novel, maybe, like I used to read those doctor novels, right? No, maybe I didn't. Yeah, I don't know where, because I never watched remember there was those shows on TV and they were like hospital room shows where the doctors worked in the emergencies. So I don't even know the titles of these shows, but my sister used to watch them all the time. Like every week they would be like her favorite series on TV, right? She would watch them all the time. Ah, yeah, interesting. Interesting. See, but I just kind of pathology and I just kind of worked it out just on the spot, right? Without even knowing what the terminal, like, I've heard the word pathology, right? I heard the word pathology before, but I don't even think I heard it in the context of a sentence. Maybe something, on a sign in a doctor's office or something, right? But yeah, and then to get it right. Right? I'm thinking when I think pathology, I'm thinking clipboard. That was the first thing that came to my mind is a doctor and a clipboard. And then I just kind of chomped and worked it from there like a little puzzle, right? Yeah, but give me that gold star. Well, that was really nice that we saw Nancy tonight. Wasn't that nice that we saw Nancy tonight? And that David popped in, right? Because David wasn't, like when David doesn't show up, then I get a little bit worried that, maybe something's happening to him because he works so hard, right? And he's got such a important position and right, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of emotional energy too, right? Oh, that's beautiful. What a beautiful saying. God will call me when my room is ready. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's so pretty. Oh, but that's amazing that you're not afraid. You're not afraid. You're providing such amazing service to the world too, David. Yeah. Yeah. Like yeah, lots of pride, lots of pride, lots of yeah. Yeah. And I would take it that God isn't making that room for you anytime soon because it looks like you've got a lot of work ahead of you too, right? Yeah, it was. It was really nice to see Nancy and David. Okay, everybody, that's the end of the live tonight. Maybe you'll see me 6 o'clock during the week, but I'm sure you'll get a notification. And if you're home to watch it, you're home to watch it. And if you're not, I'll just leave it posted to my YouTube so that you guys can come in and watch it later on. And I hope everybody has a great week. I hope everybody stays safe. And yeah, if you could throw some prayers out for Nancy, that would be absolutely amazing. She sure could use it. Okay, everybody. We'll see everybody next Sunday at the very least. And like I said, if not, we'll see you 6 o'clock Central during the week. Keep your eye open, okay? Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.